If you're a local service business and Google Ads isn't working, it's probably not because you need something more advanced. It's usually because things have been overcomplicated too early. This comes up constantly with local service businesses. So today I want to show you the simple way to approach Google Ads without all the noise, all the unnecessary features. Plus, I'm going to tell you the 3 things your website must have for those ads to convert. So, here's the problem, the common traps. When you sign up at Google Ads, you go through the Google Ads flow, and all these are recommended settings by Google Ads. But I guarantee they are not the best thing to do for a local service-based business. So broad match keywords, performance max campaigns, max AI, display campaigns, search partners, maximize conversions, you do want to use, but not at the start, and location settings. Now, as I say, all these things are recommended by Google. And for me, it doesn't make sense because they're recommended by Google, but if they don't lead to successful campaigns for service-based businesses, those businesses are going to lose faith in Google Ads and not spend the money there anymore. So it is a bit strange why the recommended settings lead to poorer performance, but it is what it is. So this is the common trap. People who don't know Google Ads, businesses trying to do it themselves, they apply the recommended settings, they don't get results, and they think, oh, Google Ads doesn't work, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. But if we follow the correct way of doing things, we can get success. And actually, it's really, really simple. So let's move on. So what actually works at the start for a new Google Ads campaign? First of all, campaign types. Only use search campaigns. This is focusing your budget where it matters most, just on the Google search results. 2, high intent keywords. We want keywords that are targeting people actively searching for specific services in your targeted areas. The best keywords are the keywords where it has a service and a location in the name, because that is really high intent. It's somebody saying, I want this service and I want it in that location. 3rd, we want to use exact or phrase match keywords at the start, because we're trying to spend the budget to get success. We want to maintain control. We don't want to give the Google Ads algorithm too much control at this stage. So keep it lean. Just use exact or phrase match keywords. I would say use phrase match. It gives you a little bit more flexibility. 4, bid strategy. We want to use maximize clicks. When you set up a search campaign, you can choose maximize clicks or maximize conversions. To start off with, always start with maximize clicks. And you can set a max cost per click if you want to control the budget. So why do we do this? Why use these settings instead of the recommended versions? I'll tell you why. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to generate as much clean data as possible at the lowest possible cost. We're trying to teach Google Ads what is a conversion for us, whether that's a contact form submission, a contact via WhatsApp, or contact via phone number. This is the best way to get as much clean data as possible, the cheapest possible way. Once these settings have led to about 30 conversions, that's when we're going to take advantage of a little bit of the Google AI tools, and that is the smart bidding strategy of maximize conversions. So it's simply a case of switching maximize clicks to maximize conversions, but only do that after you've had about 30 conversions using the maximize clicks strategy. That's really important, because otherwise, if we don't have that control at the start, we're saying to Google Ads, here's some budget, go and do what you want with it, and we'll just cross our fingers and hope that it works. So just to repeat here again, we do not need broad match keywords, performance max campaigns, display campaigns. We don't need search partner networks selected. and we don't need any smart bidding or AI Max campaigns, or you just apply AI Max to a campaign. Those things aren't bad. They can be brought in at a later stage, but they just don't belong at the start. The best way to do it is keep things simple, as I've just outlined there. Once you've got that search campaign working well, generating conversions, at that point there in Google Ads, there is an area, so that there is a section called experiments, and then you'd use that to experiment with the additional features, because these additional features, especially as things move towards AI search and rather than just keywords, they are going to be useful going forwards. But it's all about timing, and it's all about just gradually incrementally adopting those additional campaign types and AI tools. It's all about timing at the start. Just want to keep it simple. Now, going on to the next thing, the website. Even if you've got the best structured campaign on Google Ads, if your website is not up to scratch, the ads still aren't going to work. I see it so often where the campaign is structured okay, it's set up okay, settings we've discussed, but the website is just massively lacking. And this is really overlooked. Some people think that just having the ad set up and just having a website is enough, but it's not. You need to understand the whole user flow, from somebody typing a search into Google to seeing an ad to coming to a landing page on your website. Now, the website, I've identified here 3 main failures. 1, slow and cluttered site. This is where the website is slow to load and it's cluttered. It's not obvious where you'll click. Things are hidden. The text, the background color is not the right fit for the text color. So slow and cluttered site can mean that a visitor, as soon as they click on your ad, they land on the website, and they immediately bounce off. Second thing is unclear navigation. Often it's not clear what somebody should do. When they land on your website, we should be saying, this is what we are, this is who we are, this is what we do, this is why we're trusted, this to contact us, this is what you need to do next. Click this to go to the next step. And finally, really important thing is weak trust signals. No reviews, no credentials, and even if there is reviews and credentials of that business, they're not displayed on the website. So we need to make sure that we are prominently displaying trust signals, so we can say, look, we are trusted. We've got all these reviews. Check out the reviews. So important. And this is the reason why these things are important, is because when someone clicks on your ad for a local service-based business, they are generally checking 3 things. 1, do you offer the service I need? It must be immediately obvious what you do and what areas you serve. Cannot have any vague descriptions or jargon. 2, are you trusted? People will look for reviews, credentials, professional memberships, years in business. Visitors need that reassurance that you're legitimate, especially because a lot of service-based businesses are going into people's homes and place of work. People need to know that they are reliable and trustworthy. And 3, people will look for photos of proof that this work has been completed before, not generic photos, real photos of your staff or of you doing the work, previous jobs, before and after images. Really important. Now, here's an example of how small changes can make a real big difference. So if you look at this website here, before, no trust signals, slow to load, looks a bit amateur DIY type website, and hidden contact details. So it's not obvious where to click, it's not obvious how you contact them, and it's not clear that this is a legitimate and trusted business. Also, other things like the menu button is hardly visible. Now, if you look at the after image, this is a much faster website to load. Prominent trust signals, 5-star rating based on 8 to 1 reviews, multiple contact methods, phone, email, WhatsApp, and clear, prominent call to actions. What do we want people to do when they land on this site? Call us, contact us. So the flow on this new site is, here's some contact details, here's why we're trusted, here's what we do, here's what you should do next. Now this isn't anything fancy. This is just clearer, cleaner, and small changes, but they really do make a huge difference. Okay, so the good news is you don't need clever ads. There is no secret sauce about Google Ads. We just need simple, straightforward, honest messaging that matches search intent in terms of what somebody types into Google when they're searching, with a relevant ad and a fast-loading, decent landing page. Again, leads on to the second point. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need animations. You don't need things sliding in. You don't need text that appears suddenly from the top. You just need clean, fast, clear, with real photos, obvious contact details, and trust signals. Finally, we need clarity and intent. Focus on high intent keywords, clear messaging, and genuine trust signals. Get the basics right and Google Ads becomes much easier. It really doesn't need to be complicated. So in summary, the most important thing is to know for a service-based business that simple beats clever. There's no hidden tricks. It's really a case of just getting the basics spot on. Simple beats clever. Start with one focused search campaign. Target high intent keywords. Make your website fast, clear, and trustworthy, and only add complexity once you have real conversion data to guide it. Hope you found this interesting. Any questions? Ask me in the comments.